Nadia Daly in Darwin. It's a charity set up by people with autism for people with autism, but it's changing attitudes at the same time. The I Can network is changing the way educators and employers treat those with autism, and it's providing them with better opportunities. From Melbourne, Cheryl Hall reports.
First task was analysing the patterns on my socks. You can see the socks are pulled right up, the shirt's tucked in, the top button's done up, and then that comb over without one hair out of place. And I think it shows you that men are from Mars with my brother Stephen, women are from Venus with my sister Marion, and then Chris, definitely autistic people are from Pluto. I was a character.
Chris Varney has since embraced his differences and is trying to help others on the spectrum do the same. He's created the I Can network to try to change the way schools and employers treat young people with autism.
1, 2, 3. Oh, amazing! You did it!
It's exactly what he learnt from his mum.
I set out to deliberately create a network around him. And what I learned in a very short period of time is that the community, general public can judge you, and they can also send up these beautiful offerings your way.
I'll take this photo.
Chris Varney wants his I Can network to do the same thing in schools.
It's up above my door for a reason. I don't know if you'll get it back, Jordan.
Mary Mead Catholic College in Melbourne's north was the first school to take on the program 18 months ago. Next year, more than 10 schools will be involved. At Mary Mead, it started with Jordan Woolnough standing up and telling his class he had Asperger's.
I just basically thought it's time to let everyone know instead of keeping it in, because when you keep it in, it's like people just keep on bullying you, and then when you let it out, people start to realise, oh yeah, I shouldn't bully him, now I understand.
If we can use the positive language and a strengths-based approach for our children, whatever their learning needs, then that's going to make a difference. And it's definitely made a difference for individuals in our school here in a very short space of time.
And I saw this documentary where they took tons of inspiration from Star Wars, 2001.
The network brings together students on the spectrum with a mentor who also has autism. It gives them an opportunity to talk about their problems and helps them feel more accepted.
Around the time I actually got into high school and the I Can program started, I actually met a lot of new friends, especially Lucas over here and a lot of the people here. We all became really good friends. We're all really nice to each other, and it's been great.
We start talking about strategies we can use to help us overcome some of our issues, like if we're getting anxious or if we're getting a little bit too angered.
Well, it's helped me with my depression and anxiety a lot. I used to be a nervous wreck when I came here.
Most people with autism are unemployed, only 42% work. The I Can network wants to change that and is going into workplaces to convince employers to take another look at people on the spectrum.
Coming out and telling the team that I've got autism, it's just the way it is, has actually been more beneficial than it has. I'm not embarrassed about it. Why would I be embarrassed without having I won't get there. Higher IQ,
So that's like the facilitating.
Paul McAuliffe was until recently an aircraft engineer.
I was actually known for the person who creates a spreadsheet for everything. So every time I needed to do something, I would make a system to do it for me, and then I would do it in 1/10 of the time that someone else would do it. As autism becomes more well known and the negative stereotypes start going away, then yeah, I think businesses are becoming more open to accepting more a diverse range of people.
In your kind of corporate workplaces.
And that's what Chris Varney is trying to drive home when he goes into workplaces to speak to managers and employers.
Our Chief Operating Officer, who we call Director of I Can Central, he's doing a PhD on curing yellow fever. James Ong, he's amazing. He got the top medal at Monash. This is a young man who, when he was a young boy, had people that said, no, let's put you in a special school.
What happens to the mean when you've got skewed data?
Like James Ong, Penny Robinson has also overcome a lot of self-doubt to become an assistant lecturer at the Monash Medical School.
How do you calculate the mean? You said it's the average.
She's also an ambassador for the ICANN network, which was recently launched in Melbourne. People like James Ong and Penny Robinson say they owe their success to the support of others around them. The ICANN network is not a government-funded program designed by experts. It's come from a group of people on the spectrum helping each other.
And the main idea is to transport these little balls from here to here. 5 years ago I looked on the web and I found a video of Akiyuki's modules. So what I did, actually reverse engineers this module. And it was the timing was the main issue. Just to turn this crank and to get it to run like that was pretty hard because everything has to be in sync in a specific order in terms of how it works. Because I really want to learn how to, build things, machines, and, how they work and all that stuff. And, maybe change the world in terms of how we do simple tasks like, household work and all that stuff.
And so thank you for tonight. Where we go from here...
Chris Varney believes anything is possible as long as you have the right support.
Yeah, I haven't changed a bit.
I still have these quirky things. I think as I got older, I learned, okay, I'm probably not helping myself out as much by doing things this way. And then this wonderful moment happens when you get older and you kind of get to embrace your quirks.
Cheryl Hall in Melbourne. It takes a certain kind of metal to make it in the motorsport scene.